Today I am going to be doing a scored review on the game Brave, the video game. This is based on Disney Pixar's Brave, the movie. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know if it's comparable or not, so I won't get into that aspect of it. Now, this is an action platformer with heavy emphasis on 3 sets of characters to get through each stage. There's, I think, approximately like 10 stages. That's these walls of fog and the standing stones that you see here. Now, this game was developed by Behavior Interactive and was published by Disney Interactive Studios. Now, in my scored reviews, I score a game based on 5 different categories, which is the story, the graphics, the music and sound effects, gameplay and controls, and the achievements. Now, in this game, the story... what's the best way to go about this one? It's got an interesting story that I wanted to know more about, but the thing is almost all the story is in like the first couple of areas. In the very last area, almost everything in between is like filler, where you're getting new items and stuff.
Maybe I should try an air
But,
farming.
I mean, outside of that, there isn't a whole lot of story. But it is a good story. One of these days, I should probably look into watching the movie. I have in the past enjoyed a good Disney Pixar movie. So, I mean, I probably would like this game's movie that it's tied into. Now, for the graphics, the thing about this is the Xbox 360 version running backwards compatible. And while you can't see it on your end, with the backwards compatible, I am seeing it in HDR instead of SDR. So the colors are more bright and popping than what you're probably seeing in the video. Now, there is a decent number of area zones that you go into that, like, obviously you see here forest. There's also caves, ancient structures like that wall you see there. I believe you go through a volcanic area and several ice areas and a couple of swamp areas. So it's got a pretty wide variety of biomes that you go into during the game that surprisingly still look pretty good to this day. As far as like the characters and stuff like that, they definitely looked very Disney Pixar-ish. I'm skipping all the cutscenes and puzzles because if you want to see them, I have a walkthrough already that shows the entire game, plus 2 videos which have the weapons of ascendancy, the cutlass and the crusader bow, which I don't know if it's available in the Wii version, but the codes are in the descriptions for unlocking them in the corresponding video. Now, the issue I have with the graphics on this particular game is it's old, so it's got the very polygonical,
resemblance to my dear old dad.
like angular look. Like you might be able to see it, but there's a line right there in the grass that shows where it was connected together. And like, it's like if you get a good close look at I think her name's Merida, like you see her hair is not really flowy, it's kind of like painted on. So the graphics are
I wish my
okay,
mother to
they
be
look like
different, so
they
that-
should, considering that it's based on Disney Pixar, but I mean, it's very kind of cheaply made looking. Now for the music and sound effects, I'll be honest,
These stones look like
the sound effects they have in this game is actually top notch.
Maybe I have to step on them in a certain way.
And like the bows sound like bows, the sword sounds like a swishing of a sword. Like hitting switches sound like bright, vibrant, and jubilant while you hit it, and like the collecting. There's also the music in the game that's in the background sounds really good, which I'm not surprised. That's another thing Disney's really good about is sound effects and music, so I will give them that. I don't recall coming across, to me, any sound effects that seemed out of place or any music that sounded bad. So I really did enjoy the music for the music and sound effects for this game. For the gameplay and controls, the gameplay is pretty simple. You got a button for sword. You can use right trigger for your bow or the right analog stick. If you have special abilities, you can charge up the both by holding the right trigger. As you unlock abilities and stuff like that, you'll have more things you can do. The game controls are very responsive. Like, I never had any issue with like inputs or any kind of like delays or anything like that. So I mean, the game played really smoothly.
Mom?
For the actual gameplay itself, it's your typical, like I said at the beginning, it is an action platformer. So as you saw as I've been fighting through, you have combat with sword, you can jump,
I'm sure I can find the
dodge
yarn
if you have it unlocked, shoot the bow, charge the cards. You have different elemental properties. You can unlock critical hits if you kill so many enemies in a row to unlock the wisp that float around you, like you see the 5 being the max. This game had a lot of thought put into it in terms of like how it plays. There's also 3 different settings that you can play in. You got the standard action platformer where you play as Merida. You have the straight up combat encounters when you play as her mom, Queen Eleanor, which is this bear during the cut that you see here looking at. And then you saw earlier, I came across 3 little bear cubs. That's her siblings, the 3 brothers. Those 3 are for puzzles only. As you play through, the whole point of the game is to break the curse on your family due to, I'm just going to say, story reasons. So I'm not going to go into detail. If you want to actually see the whole story, just go watch my walkthrough from the beginning to end. It even shows all the collectibles in it, so you don't have to worry about that either. Now for the achievements, this game suffers from what I like to call grind achievements. You have a bunch of achievements that's based on completing the game, but then you have ones that are for like getting so many kills with the earth element rune, the fire element rune, the wind element rune, the water element rune, charged attack, downward thrust attack,
No idea there are bogs in this forest.
your special power, which is the B button, but I don't have it charged. That's the orb that you see above the elemental things. But like overall, surprisingly, this game has a difficulty. And to me, the hardest achievement in the game was beating the game on, I think it's called Brave difficulty.
That plant looks dangerous.
On normal, sometimes this game can be unforgiving in certain circumstances, but oh my god, on Brave difficulty you die in just a few hits. I'm honestly shocked that this game was geared towards kids, because I played on normal, and I know when I played through on normal, I came across a couple of areas that were pretty tough, but I died so many times on Brave difficulty. for all you going for all the achievements, bear that in mind that there's some grueling ones and some grindy ones, and then there's a really, really difficult one.
You've liked this place.
So, overall, the achievements are balanced, mostly balanced, I should say, but at the same time, not hard aside from one, just kind of rolling. Now for, excuse me, late in the day, so I'm getting tired because I work early hours. Now, I generally rate a game 5 out of 10 as average instead of the industry standard of 7 or 8. And because this game's got a decent story, decent graphics, top-notch music and sound effects, smooth gameplay, or smooth controls, and I thought it was pretty addictive gameplay, very simple, you know, it was a nice thing to go into kind of blind and actually enjoy it. And the achievements are kind of I mean, if you were just wanting the achievements, there's better games for it. But overall, getting the achievements in this game isn't too bad, minus a few. But to each their own on that. So, I definitely enjoyed this game. And overall, I would definitely give this game a 7 out of 10. If you're into action platformers, I would highly recommend this game. I don't know if it's still on sale at this point since it's a licensed game. It might have already been taken off the Xbox 360 marketplace, but there are disc versions of the game, so you can always play it that way. So, 7 out of 10. And as I say at the end of all these, oh, and I forgot to say it at the beginning. If you're watching this on YouTube, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And with that, like I always say at the end of these, with all things gaming, game logic, am I right? I'll see you all in the next one.